In this video, we're going to talk about phone mounts and tablet mounts for using electronics in cars and in other sneaky situations. Todd, nice to see you.
Good to be here.
So I understand that we're about to look at phone mounts and tablet mounts that were, so to speak, evolved for the wheelchair industry, but are now being used in cars and beyond. Firstly, why don't you tell me what we're looking at here?
These are all sorts of parts and pieces that essentially start with something that holds a piece of electronic equipment, some connection pieces, all the way down to a part that connects to a flat surface or underneath an arm pad or upon a table or whatever.
People use these quite broadly, actually. I'm sure we'll get to that in a second. So we've kind of got mounting, articulating, and this interesting looking thing. This looks like, what, a largish smartphone?
Right, a largish smartphone. So again, this articulating joint, you can pretty much do whatever you want, get it wherever you want, but then you simply pinch these guys, put your phone or your tablet in there, and grab it on the side.
So it makes sense to me. I have a GPS navigation on my phone, and whenever I'm traveling, it's really hard to put that phone anywhere helpful. This is the kind of thing I could mount in the car wherever I go, and suddenly it's in the right spot.
I use that very thing for my phone. My fancy GPS died, and I says, I'm just going to use my phone.
Yeah.
But it couldn't. I'm getting old, can't see very well, so I actually use this suction cup device like this. I stick something similar to this to the front, and I bring it out so that baby is right here.
And that actually, I mean, my fear of that, of course, would be that it falls off. What are we talking about?
It holds quite well. Like I've had mine in my car for 4 months, hasn't moved.
4 months so far.
In fact, I did another thing with it. I was bringing my grandson home from South Carolina, and he really wanted to watch movies.
Right.
And I didn't have a fancy car that had DVDs and all that in it.
Sure.
So I took one of these, I stuck it to the sunroof, I hung down, and my computer sat there for 800 miles, and he was happy as a clam.
So now some of these, so you're talking about now a tablet or something like that? This looks like, I want to say an Android tablet or an iPhone, iPad or something?
Yeah, that's specifically for an iPhone, or not iPhone, iPad.
Those iPads, iPhones are getting big now, yeah. Okay, and then different sizes we've got. Tell me about this one here. This one's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, this one actually goes to some kind of tube. You know, specifically it was designed for a wheelchair, but anything with a tubular function, you can put it on. It can be on a bed. It can be on.
You mentioned this now. Your wife had an issue. You managed to.
Yeah, my wife has tendonitis, and she found out. She went to the doctor, paid them all sorts of money, and the guy said, "What do you do at night?" And she says, "Well, I hold an iPad." He says, "Well, you got to stop that." So we use these parts and pieces to actually come out, hold her iPad, so she just reads without holding her iPad all night.
Because this is more like, I want to say, a system, right? There's some kind of mounting point, suction cup, or some kind of bracket. Then there's sort of articulated with different lengths of these components here, and then whatever you want at the end. So you can kind of adapt this to a variety of uses.
Right, and even crazy, if you tend to read your iPad in the tub, you can stick it right on the side.
It does sound like luxury to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure what is particular bath-related material or something soapy, I guess. All right, terrific. So we have different ways to mount electronics in cars, tubs, beds, anywhere you need to actually get to your electronics, but you don't want to mess around touching them with your hands.
Correct.
Very, very helpful. Anything to look out for with these components as you're selecting exactly the right sizes for you?
Again, because there's all these articulating joints, you have to be careful not to try to mount something here and have your iPad over here, because that's a long
There's a
ways
limit.
to hold it. There's a limit.
Okay.
So if you're using something small, that's fine. But the thing to watch for is create your attaching device as close as you can to where you want your device.
That makes a lot of sense. So don't put anything too heavy right out at the end when it's too far and the leverage is a little bit
quite
working against you. All right, good. Thank you so much. Appreciate your insight here. For those of you who'd like to find out more or grab all the components you might need, head over to starhomehealthcare.com, or you can call us directly on 855-862-8857. Of course, please feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like the video, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below.